We often hear about the schools, young people and teachers when something negative happens in the school environment. But there are a number of passionate teachers, positive and successful students who are excelling, whether it be academically, in the arts, the sciences, you name it. In this, the first in a series of programs, we'll visit schools across Barbados to see how the Ministry of Education, Science, Technology and Innovation, guided by three basic principles, child-centeredness, democratic participation and inclusiveness or equity, is bringing about behavioral change in the classroom. And at every school, I'll have a co-host. And the co-host here at Springer Memorial Secondary School, the first school to be featured in this series, is Miss Arkayla Clark. Welcome to the program, Arkayla.
Welcome, you're officially adopted now.
Oh, thank you. I'm a Springer young lady now.
Yes,
wonderful, wonderful. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 15. I'm in full farm right now, but I'm currently going in fifth farm in September. And my favorite subjects are biology. I'm still trying on the maths, but regardless how I will get through.
Of course.
So, yeah.
So Arkayla, tell me what you think is cool about Springer Memorial Secondary School, because everybody talks about, you know, Springer athletes and how the ladies dominate on track and field. Are you one of the athletes, by the way?
No.
Not your thing, not your
No,
thing.
not my thing.
So what do you think is cool about Springer Memorial Secondary?
So much beautiful stuff in Springer Memorial that people don't see. The teachers are very compassionate, and I think that they care so much about us that they wanted to get us into reading. That's how I got into the reading program. Initially, I didn't really want to be in nothing like that. But then Mrs. Thompson encouraged us, and I was like, let me try it out. And then I ended up winning 3 times in a row. The third year, I was first runner-up. So God is good.
Very good, very good.
Not only has it improved me on my skills of talking, because you had to talk about the book that you read, but it also is helping me with English Lit and English language and social studies, because those require reading. I mean, from the smallest thing you have to read. If you don't read a question properly in an exam, you are sure to get it wrong. So that is one of the things I love about Springer.
Well, thank you so much, Arkayla. We'll be seeing more of you later in the show. When we come back, you'll be hearing how positive behaviors are being fostered across the school environment. And here at Springer, you'll learn more about this reading program and a program called Parent University. All of this in our first episode of Positive Schools, Successful Students. In today's classroom, the teacher is the mentor, facilitator, and coordinator of learning activities. However, senior psychologist at the Ministry of Education, Juanita Brathwaite, told us that for effective learning to occur, we need the involvement of parents, students, and teachers.
Positive behavior management speaks to finding alternatives for corporal punishment. What are the kinds of strategies that we can use to ensure that we have compliance? It speaks to modification of the environment, if it's at home, if it's at school, making sure that the environment is child-friendly, is student-friendly. It speaks also to when issues occur, how do we deal with them? What are the things that we are putting in place? We would want our teachers to basically behave in a way that is appropriate themselves when dealing with challenges. In the home, we would want our parents to exemplify the kind of behavior that they would like to see. But if you're trying to find out why a child is behaving in the way that it shouldn't, one of the things you'd want to do is find out first if the child understands the instructions that are being given. Is the child in a position to understand what we are saying? Are we speaking simply enough so that they can understand? Once we are sure that the child understands, the next thing to do is to try to figure out what may be happening before the behavior occurs, the negative behavior, so that we can put something in place to deal with it before it occurs. We also look at consequences. When that negative behavior is exhibited, how do we deal with it? Are we behaving in such a way that it reinforces the negative behavior so that the child wants to continue doing it, or are we putting consequences in place that causes them to want to cooperate?
Democratic participation is the full involvement of students, parents, and teachers in the operation of the school, both within and beyond the classroom. But parental involvement has various levels that go way beyond the typical Parent-Teachers Association meeting.
And most parents think that that is the only way that they're actually involved in the running of the school. Parents will probably come when we have form level meetings, but when we're looking at positive interaction here, we want now the parents to be involved at the committee level. We have school committees, and some schools have school committees that run like board of management. There's also a representative from the PTA on those boards at both secondary and primary schools. We have schools generally having the school committees where parents could be involved in things like graduations. We have the World Food Day, we have the African Awareness Day. Parents get involved in the school and involved in activities within the school. We actually have one school that has what they refer to as a parent university, where they're helping the parents now to understand the work of the students. So they're involved at all levels of the school, and that is what we would want parents to be involved in the running of the school and in the operation of the school, so that their children will be able to benefit.
Here at Springer Memorial Secondary School, Mr. Francis Thompson and Mrs. Alison Murray together created Parent University. The program highlights parental involvement, and it was developed for first farmers.
He has an initiative where he invites students in his year group to read as many books as they can. After they've read the books, there's a panel. They sit, they discuss, they do their little book reports, and at the end of the year, we have a big ceremony where we present the girls who have read the most books, etc. So while pursuing my certificate in educational management with Urdiston, I thought that we should do some research, because we were finding that a certain set of students were reading more books than others, and we thought perhaps it had something to do with parental involvement. So we used the home inventory. We asked parents questions, things like, where does your child study at home? What kind of support do you provide? And we did find that those children whose parents were assisting them at home with the reading were the ones who were getting the top honors in the program. So we thought of the concept of Parent University, where we'd offer parents who are helping their children with support and the ones who may not be assisting. We wanted to know why and what we could do. All right, and on talking with these parents, we realized that some parents really have no idea what their children are learning at school. So here we are in this community, we have parents coming in and out, and they've not made that connection with us in terms of curriculum. So we came up with the Parent University concept, where they come in and we'd offer courses as if we were at UB. We originally came up with 4 strands: health and wellness, literacy, information technology, and then a strand which would teach parents things like writing a letter to the school. So your child has been absent. We don't just want a piece of paper torn off. We want you to be able to write your letters in a professional way.
I want to hear your take on it, because I'm going to give you my take. I'm going to tell you some of the studies that I myself conducted while I was studying.
We are trying to give parents the benefit of our expertise, because as educators, we are always updated with best practices and what is the current educational theory, what research is saying about children and cognitive development. And so those are things that we know because we are experts, but the students and their parents may not necessarily know that unless they're in the educational profession. So I wouldn't say that the parents don't necessarily know, but I think the skills and the strategies that would help to take them over the top, some of them may not have been exposed to them, and that was our objective.
Parent University is not a PTA meeting and officially started in September 2014. It is the school's intention to have at least 2 sessions per term.
Parent University has been developed based on research. It is not just a meeting. I'm not saying that PTAs are just a meeting. It's not just a meeting where we discuss school business per se. We are seeking to empower parents. We want them to be advocates for their children. We want them to feel as if they're empowered, that they know what we are doing, and we need to do that in a forum where we can be comfortable, where we can bring in professionals to speak with them, to engage them in conversations. We're actually looking forward to giving parents perhaps a certificate of completion, because it is a university type concept.
Sessions are sometimes led by in-house teachers, Ministry of Education officials, and sometimes expert advice is also sought externally.
We're doing the health and wellness strand this afternoon, so we actually have a health and fitness professional and then our expert in nutrition, Mrs. Wilson. She's going to take part or guide the participants in preparing nutritious meals. Parents are so excited about the Parent University concept. They continue to tell us how they're using these strategies. We've heard about them putting the sight words up in their daughters' bedrooms, but they're especially eager for our information technology session. Parents want to know how we can assist them in using the Facebook and the blogging and the iPads in a way that is educational and in a way that's safe for their children. So we are indeed looking forward to that session as well.
If you choose to be a nurse, and it's the same to me if you choose to be an educator, okay? You cannot choose to be an educator and work to rule. You cannot choose to be an educator and turn off at 3 o'clock or 10 to 3 or whatever. Education is about lives, and anything that's about human lives is going to involve sacrifice. And so I am passionate about teaching, I am passionate about education, and so this is something that we both saw as important. And so instead of why, the question more or less was why not? And let me take this opportunity too to thank the professionals who, for the most part, are fellow colleagues who give of their time willingly to share their expertise too with the parents. So it really was to coin a phrase, a no-brainer for us. As long as the children were going to benefit and the parents were going to benefit, we were all in.
Lamara is a past student of Springer Memorial and has 2 daughters, one of whom now attends the school. Meanwhile, Trevian's 12-year-old daughter recently entered the school. We caught up with her at one of the sessions, which focused on health, wellness, fitness, and nutrition.
It is good. You actually learn a lot. And as I said, it is a chance for you to meet with the teachers as well, meet with the year heads, and it gives you a good chance to interact with everybody. And I think even if you miss one, you should at least try to attain at least 1 or 2 of them, and it really helped you as a parent and also help you as not only a parent, but actually help your child, and it gives them a sense of motivation actually to see you too as a parent there. It gives them that motivation to actually do or actually help themselves to improve on wherever area that they're interested in.
We as parents are the ones who are influential in the lives of our children, and we need this so that we can help them, help our schools, and help our institutions overall, so it is worthwhile. You have nothing to lose because you're not even paying for it. And the fact that people went out of their way to give us this kind of information to improve us, you need to be here because at the end of the day, it benefits your child.
And that brings us to the end of this first program in the series, Positive Schools, Successful Students, here at the Springer Memorial Secondary School. Thank you to all of our guests, including our wonderful co-host, Arkayla.
No problem.
Thank you so much for giving me a tour of the school and making me feel welcome. And we hope you'll join us for another program. There are so many positive students, passionate teachers, and interesting stories in the schools across Barbados. And we intend to bring them to you. So thanks for watching, and goodbye. Bye-bye. Participation is the involvement of parents, teachers, and students in the talented children all across the school system. And I can't remember the lines.
They're very...
You're struggling.
I'm struggling.
We welcome your feedback on our programs. You may email your comments to bgisfeedback@barbados.gov.bb. You may also view our website at www.gisbarbados.gov.bb or subscribe to our YouTube channel, the BGIS. Tune in and watch programs produced by the Barbados Government Information Service Sundays at 7:30 p.m., Mondays at 8 p.m., and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m.